Hey guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. A clan member of mine who goes by the name of BeeBlood was kind enough to let me test out his GLISEAH Soulguide, the Sacred Order legendary champion who is actually up for the 10x at the moment. And I thought, let's do a showcase, see how amazing she can be for anybody that is trying to pull this champion. But before we get into the video, I just want to do a little shout out for BeeBlood. So this is his local organic honey bee business, created it all by himself, and he does really cool stuff like raw honeycomb, raw honey. We got some discounts on some amazing packages here. We got an art and honey section, really cool for like gift ideas for your families or friends. I just wanted to show a little bit of love to someone that supported me throughout my entire YouTube journey, and he gave us the showcase to show you guys today. So if you want to support a local business and someone in our local community, make sure you check the description of this video where I'll have links to all of his websites. So GLISEAH is actually my personal favorite freeze champion. Yeah, aesthetically really cool. She's like a great counter for Ramantu, the new milestone champion. Really cool against Warlords and anyone that does block cooldown effects. So let's head into her skills. We got an A1 with a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff. You can buff it up to an extra chance, and also applies a debuff spread effect, taking one random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies under freeze debuffs. Really cool. The 30% chance does seem to proc pretty often. Debuff spread does have its utility. Overall, a really solid A1. Heading into the A2, attacks all enemies and places a 25% weakened debuff for 2 turns, and also steals one random buff from each enemy under freeze. So of course we're going to be opening up with that freeze ability, heading into this A2, which will also apply that weaken. Really great, and if they're already under freeze, steals that random buff. And then heading into the A3 with the I Winter ability, places a block debuff buff on all allies for 2 turns. Really crucial buff when you're trying to just sustain through waves in like the Doom Tower, and even in like arena defense and offensive compositions. Also has a 60% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Read it here guys. Place. You cannot get weak hits with this ability, which is what puts it right at the top of the list. Fills this champion's turn meter by 15% for each freeze debuff placed by this skill. So in a perfect scenario, let's just say you got like a frostbite set. That is a 60% turn meter boost every single time that you use this A3, which can help you lead into this A2 to attack all enemies and steal random buffs. Really great synergy between the two. And heading into the timeless passive, which is kind of what everybody first wanted this champion for. This champion's skill cannot be put on cooldown. Ramantu, Warlord, Basher, all of these kinds of champions are not going to affect her. Whenever an enemy does try to put this champion's skills or any ally skills on cooldown, then places a freeze debuff on that enemy and also has a 50% chance to deny the cooldown effect. This part here, a little bit RNG, but still has a lot of utility. 50% chance is pretty high. And then the freeze debuff cannot be blocked or resisted and will deny cooldown increase effects from bosses. So technically, if you wanted to, you could run it with 0 accuracy if you just want to use this passive ability. But of course, the other kind of debuffs in a kit like the weaken and the freeze does need accuracy. So just bear that in mind. We've also got an increased ally resist in all battles by 60, which is really nice. I'm always a fan of all battles. Brings some more versatility to this champion's kit. So let's dive into the artifacts that we're using today. So we've got a double perception set and a mortal set. You could go with like a frostbite or a freeze set to try and increase that chance from the 80%. But you could also use the fearsome presence mastery to increase it by a further 5%. But in terms of the substats, we've got speed and HP percent, accuracy and speed and defense percent, defense on the gloves, defense on the chest plate, and speed on the boots. Then we're heading into an accuracy on the banner, and then we've got HP on the amulet with some accuracy rolls, and then a defensive ring with a defensive substat. We've got a 57,000 HP, 5.5k defense, a 235 speed, crit rate and crit damage we're not focusing on today, but I'm pretty sure in the right kind of setup, she could deal damage, but you're going to be losing all of the value that her kit does provide, so I'm not going to recommend her as a pure damage dealer today. Then we got a 444 accuracy, which is kind of where you want to be for the highest stages of the Doom Tower or facing champions in the arena. And then heading into the masteries here, we got a defensive tree and a support tree. He was just in the middle of farming his Minotaur, but then we chose to do this video. But the final two masteries would have been the Retribution and the Fearsome Presence, which increases the chance of placing freeze by 5% to coincide with her A3 ability, which is at an 80% chance once booked. Okay, so the first place I actually really want to showcase her is the hard Doom Tower. The Sify Rotos one is really annoying, so let's have a crack at it. You're going to see how much versatility she has. So decrease defense and weaken. Look at that, guys. Let's just take it off auto. Everybody is frozen. She's placing the block debuffs first, then she's placing that freeze, and then she's increasing her turn meter, leading into her A2 ability. Let's just carry this on. Look at that, guys. Complete lockdown. And when you pair like a composition like this with a burn ability, when they're always under lockdown, it's gonna work out really cool. Especially if you don't have really strong AoE nukers. This wave is really tough. Especially when you get to the higher variation of it as well. Okay, so we just got through to the second wave. And let's try and redo that cycle. Nice, so the weaken, increase speed, and let's try and get that A3 out again. Someone like Vizix with the provoke makes it really cool because you got the provokes and then you got the freeze, so both champions are not mitigated in any shape or form. So can we get a burnout again, Ignatius? Maybe not. Let's just showcase one more freeze. There we go, guys. So even though it's at an 85% chance, it's proccing very consistently. So you may not even need to use that Frostbite set, and then you could just focus on high accuracy for the arena. Okay, so I just kind of want to show how she can be used in the Spiders Den, using a team with like a single HP burn champion if you do not have an AoE, because she's got that debuff spread ability. So let's just put this team in here. Click off auto. Okay, so let's open up with the freeze and the block debuffs. Alright, we got it on most of the spiderlings there. Get the burnout. Alright, so here is where you can use like the A1 ability, which has a chance to do the debuff spread to anyone that's under a freeze, and then it proc the HP burn to anybody that was under that freeze debuff. So especially if you're struggling with having an AoE HP burn champion, really great option if you pulled her. Then look at that. All of the burns are ticking. Then even with like the ally attack, debuff spread again for anyone that was under freeze. So yeah, that's just kind of how I would use her if I was going to do it. Or you could just use her with an AoE HP burn champion and just get the full use of freezing everybody and not having them attack you, right? So let's head into the arena next. And alright, so in terms of the arena, many ways you can use her. We're going to try and find a Warlord. I highly doubt we're going to find a Ramantu, but Warlord is probably someone we could find. Alright, so we're going first, which is great. Just put our A2 on with Kimmy. And then we're going to apply that block debuffs and freeze. Alright, so we got 2 out of the 4 going. Let's just do a nuke. Pretty nice. Alright, so I just messed up there with the Trundra ability, but we still managed to win anyway. So let's head into another team. Go with this one. And let's just do full auto this time, right? Let's go. We go first again. There we go. Look at that, we freezed everyone there. It's bonkers. Great setup champion. And because she's placing it, she's not getting weak hits, is where she really does shine in the arena, guys. I'm going to be doing a 2x Sacreds video later, hoping to pull her myself, but I'm a big fan, for sure. And the way that she places that block debuffs first, really great. Alright, let's find a Warlord. Okay, so we did just find a Warlord team, so we're going to go in with this team here with the Rotos. And let's go. I'm going to try and put it down to a 1 speed, so we can see what's going on with the Warlord. And we just go in with the A2 here with Kimmy. Alright, first, let's just try put the freeze on. Let's go. Alright, so we managed to completely lock them out. But I want to showcase Warlord, so I'm not going to try kill him. Get you out the way. Get Lydia out the way. And now we're just going to play with Arbiter and hope for the cooldowns. Put this up to a 2-speed. Alright, so just Warlord left. Oh, what can we do? An A1. I really don't want to kill him.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, that was a fail, wasn't it? We're gonna have to find another Warlord. Okay, so round 2. Let's try again. Maybe I should have freezed everyone. That wasn't a good idea. Oh, we got our sped. That's good. Okay, so that did just go on. He got froze. I'll try to do like a little edit where you can see it properly. I was on 2-speed. So, we managed to block the Arbiter one. Are we gonna get nuked here? Nope, because we got a freeze and a block debuffs. Let's go. Nice. We got the weaken on as well from the A2. So yeah, really great counter to Warlord. It's not super busted, but I'm a big fan of it for sure. 100%. It's like a bit of RNG with that 50% chance for your other allies and stuff, but overall, pretty solid passive. I doubt we'll ever find a Ramantu, so I'm not going to sit and waste all of BeeBlood's gems trying to chase that, but there we go. We managed to see it in action finally, and let's just go to a dungeon run just to wrap things up. So yeah, that is going to be all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and check out BeeBlood's brand for that amazing honey business. So, catch you on the next one. Peace.